This video goes out to you if you've ever been in your car and you just felt like steering off the road, driving into a tree, or hitting the central reservation. Then you need to know that whatever you're going through, it's got on top. And I believe, and what I've noticed over the years, is that our cars can be a really interesting place, especially with how extra busy we've all got. Sometimes the car is the place where it's weird, but we kind of have to stop. We have to put those things aside. We have to stop with our busyness. And often our attention is on driving, but we also know that we can do that sometimes unconsciously. We can just end up home and don't know how we got there, because we're kind of like, we do it without thinking as such. We can drive home without thinking. However, there is something that can also happen in our cars, especially for people who are perpetually busy, especially for people who avoid, push things away, don't focus on their problems. What happens is the problems mount. They don't get any better. They actually get worse when we avoid them. But what can also happen is, because our attention is focused on driving, it can often mean that some of our issues, some of the problems, some of the stuff that we've avoided also flips back into our awareness. And it can be when we're driving that we may feel overwhelmed, sad, or we may even feel like we just don't want to be here anymore, and that we want to quit the fight, and that crashing our car into something would give us a way out, a sort of resolution to our problems. And if that's ever if that speaks to you, if you've ever been in that situation where you've just wanted to veer off the road or hit a wall or hit a tree, then my encouragement to you is it's time to reach out. It's time to get help, because a way can be found. But the problem is, often you're the judge, the jury on your issue, and you're not sharing it with anybody to get a different viewpoint. Like, I've worked with people in very difficult circumstances. However, there's a way has been found, a way that's been found sometimes that you may have thought would never be found. But what happens is, when we're isolated and we're alone, or fear grips us and sadness overwhelms us, our vision is siloed. And so, like I said, you become judge and jury over your situation. And actually sharing that with somebody, often a professional, can give you a whole different way to view your situation that you may have never thought of by yourself. So if you're waking up feeling like you don't feel like yourself, you're just not you anymore, or overwhelmed by your problems and you can't see a way out, then I'd encourage you to reach out either to myself or get to your doctors, start to ask for help, call the Samaritans. Like, that's a great place to start, and that's free. A way can be found, but no one can help you if you don't reach out. So that's my encouragement to you today. As I sit here in my car, I just thought about, it's a bit even like when I used to do my videos when I was driving, and I don't do them anymore when I'm driving, because I just thought, from a health and safety perspective, it's not good, So that's my encouragement. But what I realized in the streams of consciousness when I was driving is that I'm able to flow at a different rate, because, my mind is just in a state of, like I called it, what did I call it? Streams of consciousness. So there's a different part of me that's activated when I'm driving, and I could speak and talk about very deep things just driving. So it's a great place, but also it's a place where if we are overwhelmed, those feelings come back to us. And if that speaks to you, reach out. Reach out. It's not about self-harm, it's about self-love. Self-harm or self-love, you have to decide. But being on your own with it is not good for you. Take care of you. Because if you don't, no one else will. And if you don't reach out, we can't help you.